Why is that the Igbo people don't want Igbo nation? They want Biafra.
Okay. Now, when you say Igbo people, number one, there is this group of people who want to raise, they believe they can raise the spirit of Biafra and all of that, gather that momentum, and at the end of the day. But look, I want us to point this way. Everybody knows. We can't deny and shy away from it. People benefit. They've monetized the concept of Biafra. So I cannot sit here and actually speak on a clear ground and say, oh, these people are charting a good cause. No. So when they are not charging, someone is not charging a good cause, they have their personal benefits that comes for that, comes at the background. I can't speak for, they will add a whole bunch of, stuff at the end of the day. Like the one in Finland and all of that. All those stuffs are just, I call it crap. You're trying to raise something that the pioneer said there is no reason for another maybe war or something like Biafra war. So anybody going through that quest or for that quest again, none of them will achieve half of what Ojukwu did. So they're just going back and forward. I see all this stuff. I don't play part of those. I don't commit myself into those Biafra propaganda. But the thing is, the Igbo, I know myself, we are too good. We are nothing close to what people narrate is Igbo. Oh, damn. You see what people do here on TikTok is nothing close to the Igbo I know. So if you have some charlatans who go up and say this, that, man, people should direct this to them. And trying to demonize Igbos, that stuff wouldn't fly. It's only on TikTok here. So I'm just saying. Okay. So when you see people
so let me just, thank you very much for your answers. So you see, I used to think this thing was just online until I discovered that the people online are actually human beings and they work, like regular human beings when they leave the internet. And so the day I saw that crowd in Lagos march the streets of Lagos, singing victory songs and making Obi's victory an ethnic victory is the day I discovered that it was not just online. It's not just online. Before I get into all of that, let me just quickly say this, just to define terms. Genocide is deliberate and systematic extermination of a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group in whole or in part. That did not happen. It has never happened in Nigeria.
I disagree. I disagree.
No, hold on. Don't worry. You don't have to agree. It's fine. Just hold on.
No, but you can ask me why I disagree too.
No, don't worry. Not yet. You can mute. I'm going to get you to speak later. Just hold on. Yeah, There's never been a genocide in Nigeria.
If you want just little point, I can give you a little point. Just a little.
Kelly, just hold on. Genocide is a deliberate and systematic extermination of a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group in whole or in part. Pogrom is a violent riot or attack, often officially tolerated or encouraged, targeting a specific ethnic or religious group. And this is why even Ojukwu did not call the events of May to July of August 1966 a genocide. He called it a pogrom. Although even pogrom is a stretch. The truth of the matter is that it wasn't even a pogrom. It wasn't state sanctioned. It was a riot. But you know what? Even when you stretch the word, say you want to use the word pogrom, it's fine. But you see, we use words and there's an imagery that we create with words. When I say genocide, they targeted an ethnic group. So they say things like the Biafra was a genocide. How was it a genocide? Soldiers were fighting each other. How is that a genocide? Were civilians hurt in that war? Yes. And it's very unfortunate. But there were civilians that were hurt by the Biafran army as well. So there were Igbo people that were hurt by Nigerian army, which is terrible. There's no way to excuse that. But there are also minorities that were hurt by the Igbo army. Is that one genocide? if that one is not genocide, how come this one is genocide? It's not. There was no genocide. People have said there was a pogrom, but you can't. Even that pogrom, the question is, was it state sanctioned? Because it has to have that element of, official sanctioning by the state for it to be a pogrom. In reality, it was a spontaneous thing that happened, not by the state, the northern region against the Igbos or the federal government against the Igbos. It was the people against the people. And you said certain things happened. I agree. But you see, here's the problem. When you say something like, Ojukwu declared it because of the pogrom, I also asked you what happened that led to the pogrom. So if you can answer that question, because I think I like what you're doing. You're trying to say, okay, this thing caused this thing. So let me also ask you that pogrom itself, what caused it?
Okay. The pogrom, that's the word we're managing for this, right? Is an extension or...
I don't even like that word. Ojukwu used that word to create a particular picture. I still don't think it was a pogrom. Yeah, it wasn't a pogrom, but because it made it look like the night. See, I'd rather say the unaliving.
I asked yourself.
No. You're not getting my point. My point is that even Ojukwu, in his bid to create a terrible picture, didn't use genocide. He used pogrom. But even then, it still was not a pogrom. You know why?
Okay.
It was not state sanctioned. It has to be a pogrom if there is the government involvement to exterminate a particular group of people. It was not a pogrom. It was a riot, quite all right, and it was unfortunate, and a lot of people died. Although Ojukwu kept increasing numbers, but in truth, it wasn't what Ojukwu said it was. But it was a terrible thing that happened to the people, and a lot of people died, and that's terrible. But I'll call it the K word, the unalivings, not even the pogrom. But even if you want to use that word, what caused it? That's the question.
Can we be fair within that period? I can't pick anyone, even myself. That's why I only imagine and try to stay, balance stuff. Even, when somebody does wrong, I could say he must have thought right, this and this is wrong, right? I'm not doing anything to support how the coup started. None of us were there. So we can only have...
But you're not there when the pogrom started to now.